Ding, 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 gather around. We are live. Emergency broadcast, people. Emergency broadcast. All right. Welcome to the Macro Show. This is Jay. We're waiting on Wales to come on in still. Let me get my screen up. And let's let you guys trickle in here. Say what's up in the chat. Give me a second. I'm gonna post this out here real quick. My mechanical keyboard. Okay. Yeah, live now. All right. First, welcome, Hexicans. What is up, everybody? All right. So while we're waiting on Wales, let's talk marketing, huh? I've been known to be the guy for marketing around some of the hex circles. So let's talk about the NASCAR thing, right? So it's definitely on a lot of people's mind. The NASCAR thing, I think, was a great effort in theory, but you're always going to fall short to things that to like outside factors, right? Like I don't know if you guys have heard by now, but Richard jumped into one of the live chats or into the voice chat in one of the Telegram groups earlier today and was talking about it. So basically, is what he said was right. Is when it comes to marketing, you're not going to be able to beat out affiliate marketing, direct marketing, some sort of way to create an army of people that go out and talk about your thing. It's always going to trump everything else. So, it can be an argument of like what is better, because obviously there's some really dumb stuff you can do with money and marketing efforts. And I'm not here to bash on anyone's efforts. I think he put it clear enough on that front. But it's like I think a question that a lot of people will be having. And I'm sure, Kinetics and RG and stuff will be talking about stuff to come, right? But a question I would assume is like, where should we be putting the focus? Especially if you're going to crowdfund stuff and take other people's money, is where should the focus be? And you're always like the thing that you got to look at is we're either going to go direct marketing and guerrilla marketing efforts, or we need to measure on a scale of virality. So virality is like, okay, what's more viral? Getting involved in a NASCAR event or going and building 10 schools in Africa? What's more viral? Like, what could I get more PR out of? And it sucks to look at it that way, but if we're talking about marketing, it's about ROI. It's about some sort of measurable response. And the response doesn't have to be clicks, because you can't always track that, even though a lot of times you can. So, and I just want to say, like, traffic has been up on hex.com for those that are paying attention and looking at like Alexia rankings and things like that. So, I mean, there was a lot of people talking about this too. And now there's all kinds of video clips and stuff like that can be taken from this. And so the biggest thing I would suggest is out of this is everyone start using clips from that race. Use the photos, of the proof, just like the buses and the taxis out in London, all the billboard stuff that's been done like that you use to leverage and kind of like scale up your efforts, right? Crypto Mango, what's up? What's up? Let's go. Dougie, what's up? So in terms of marketing, I think a simpler thing to focus on would be like, and the question to ask yourself is, what is viral? What is going to go viral? Like I said, is it a NASCAR race? Is it sponsoring a football team? Is it sponsoring a stadium? Like the sponsorships of the stadiums, the Super Bowl ads that Coinbase and everyone else just spent tens of millions of dollars on. Those have no ROI at all. It's simply a flex. I don't care what anyone says. It is a fucking flex, and that's it. So, the ROI just isn't there. But you also have to understand is that they're flexing to different people. Coinbase has investors. It has seed rounds of investors now, like serious amounts of investors. So they've got people to answer to. FTX, Sam Bankman, who also now is like all over the place all of a sudden out of nowhere. Just like Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook, kind of has similar vibe, doesn't it? Right? So you tell me how pure FTX and the rise of Sam Bankman actually is. But it's the same thing. Them sponsoring stadiums and doing all these things, like it's just simply a flex. How many people over the year will actually come to the website? It is completely, almost immeasurable what you're going to get out of that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think a simpler thing to ask yourself would be like, what would be more viral, And so then you start to kind of compare things. So what could you wrap a narrative around and get Fox News to talk about, or whatever, like the local 10 network and all the networks, right? Because the main thing that you're trying to do is you're trying to trade up clout within the PR space. So we want to start with our little, B-level, C-level players and get like local level stuff moving. And then you use the local level stuff to stack on top to then get national stuff. There is a way to go from local news all the way up to I'm sitting on fucking Ellen. There's a way to do it. And I know several people who've done this. Okay, so that's what we need to start thinking about. So yeah, I just think that in terms of like virality, what would a news organization want to talk about? You sponsor NASCAR, or you went and saved like 1 million children, or you went and like built schools and you're educating them on blockchain. Like, what could we get into? All the crypto sites, as well as simultaneously all the mainstream media sites as like their feel-good piece for the week, because we all know mainstream media is horseshit. Like it's just 90% bad, spinning of narrative to make you look like the whole world's coming to an end every single minute of every day. But they are required to have like that feel-good piece a couple times a week. Okay, so how could you be that feel-good piece so that no matter of politics or wherever you sit on the aisle, that you could still get a piece pushed out? These are the deeper questions that I'd be asking, that probably should be that we probably should be asking and talking about now. So anyway, let me just wrap up with this. Is this a message from JJ, the driver? He was bummed out. He was disappointed. But I wanted to point out the chart here, so everyone can see the chart on the right. Yeah. NASCAR clearly doesn't lead to positive price appreciation. Right there, does not. And it's a shame. Like, there's this beautiful cup and handle pattern playing out. I started talking about it. I think I posted it somewhere in one of the Telegram chats. But yeah. And so what you would have wanted to see is a reaction here and then up, and none of that happened. So it's just, I don't know. It's just kind of a shame because it was just beautiful pattern playing out nice and slow. That's how it goes sometimes, right? That's how it goes. So back to the range, and the range is quite huge and quite obnoxious. It's this 9 cents here, all the way up to 35 cents here. And we can tag a midline, which is right around here, and that's it. And that's now what we're watching. Like, you would just play this level to level if you're even doing that, or if you're looking for a time to buy in, you're going to start measuring out fibs from these previous highs and lows, and that's it. Like, then you're trying to kind of stack in your bids and your limit orders based on where you think it might set and go to. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I love talking about marketing, by the way. I could do a whole show talking about marketing, but I think in general, yeah, I don't know. A lot of people are going to try and, it seems popular to like cast blame, especially in this last week. We saw some, I guess you could say, socialistic tendencies coming up and popping up in the Hex community, people trying to cancel people. Like that behavior is obnoxious. So just whenever you see that, regardless is, there's different ways to have accountability, and there's ways to have those conversations. But to do that like that on a public forum, there's agendas behind that, there's emotions behind that, and there's people taking out their dirty laundry and trying to drag people with them. So the question you got to ask yourself is, what is a better focus for the Hex community? Is it to be fighting with each other, which I truly believe like division and infighting is energy of the devil. Like it's a demonic energy. It's an energy that breaks down cells. Like this is measurable too. Like positive and negative intentions on snowflakes is like an actual test, which is where the term snowflake came from. Is that you're soft, you're delicate, you can't handle the pressure, right? That's where that term originally came from. But there's studies that prove this, that like intention and energy, voice through voice, affects positively or negatively water molecules, and specifically frozen water molecules. So it's like, what do we want to be focusing on right now? With what's going on in Canada, what's going on with the world, with lockdowns and mandates, we want to be fighting with each other, or do we want to be focused on the big picture? And so it's great because it's a nice mirrored moment for everyone to be able to reflect on and see like, okay, who do I want to be? How do I want to be involved in this? What is my, main mission? What is my end goal? And, how do I want to be involved in this? So I think it's great from that standpoint. So anyway, enough about all that though. All right. Yes. And Wales is finally in. He's getting some food, I think. Wales, what's up, man? I got you brought in.
What's up, bro? How you doing?
Dude, I totally forced you into this. Thanks for showing up. I'm just like, hey, I want to go live. There's the kind of shit I want to talk about. I'm doing it. Come on in. I forced you into it. So I totally expect you to do that to me in the future, by the way.
All good. All good, bro.
You've got permission now to fully do the same shit to me. Let's get rid of the hex price chart. So there you go. In 10 minutes, you got quite a bit. So you could just walk away and tune out of the stream, and you'd be pretty good for what's going on. I know you got some pieces. We got some FBI task force pieces to talk about. We could bring this back to some history with lending
It's
platforms
crazy right now, man.
and
They out in full force, baby.
Yeah.
I mean,
so
yo, look, it's a multi-pronged attack, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but
now go ahead.
not only are states legalizing cryptocurrency, but regulators are setting up task force left and right, acting like they can do something about it. It's hilarious, bro. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I just had to get that.
No, it is. All
so
right, let me just go back to the chat. Crypto Gains Club 369. Welcome, Babadoo. Oh wow, Babadoo 1234. Welcome, T-Bird. Welcome, Nick. Welcome, Melv Tony. Welcome. I always try and put an extra A in there, dude. On every stream, man. Thank you so much for the support across the community. Mango Junkie, same thing, bro. You're on like every stream. Thank you so much for the support that you guys give us. We're a family, man. We're in this shit together. Like, for better or worse, you might have disagreements with other people, but it's like you have to bring back to the purity of what we're trying to do, and that always should trump personal dramas and emotional shit, always, because this is bigger than you, and it's definitely bigger than your bullshit, right? So, anyways, speaking of bullshit, I wanted to lay out some breadcrumbs. So, World Economic Forum. It's I want to bring more light and attention to this, and because I want more people to talk about this. By the way, the wife is in the backyard working out right now, so you might hear her slamming some weights. It's just something we'll have to deal with. So she's back there getting it in. All right, I'm getting it in, baby. So, all right, here is this post. Let's start here. Schwab, back in 2017, talking about infiltrating, using the exact word, infiltrating cabinets of executive branches of government for control, in order to get control. So, okay, let's take a step back. You hear people, Kinetics and RG starting to talk about political influence. We have to be in the sphere. Okay, politics, whether you like it or not, is the game right now. Politics is fucking everything. Sorry you don't like that, but we can no longer avoid this, right? You can no longer hide from it, turn around and go, no, I don't hear you. It's just not going to work. It's not an effective strategy, because if you give them an inch, clearly they will take not a mile, but 10 fucking miles. And Canada is the perfect example of this. I'll just keep saying Canada. And if you don't know what's going on, you should look around and do some research into exactly what the trucker convoy stands for. Unfortunately, we have to self-censor. Like, there's a ton of shit I'd love to talk about, but we just can't, because then the channel's at risk. So we're going to like use code words and talk about these things and kind of some vagueness and some generality, because we have to at this point, if we want to stay on this platform, because it's not my platform, right? So anyways, this is him back in 2017 talking about this. Do you know that they did a couple events, and I can't even say the events because I actually had a personal channel deleted for mentioning these specific things, but they've been doing like simulation attacks on all kinds of things, from viral breakouts to online internet down, power down simulations as well. So just understand that if you were to look around on the WEF site, you would see. Now, that's part of this bigger piece that is, they will tell you exactly what they're going to do before they do it. For some reason, that's a part of this, whether that's like some sort of universal karmic thing that they have to declare how they're going to fuck you before they do it. I don't know. But just understand that it's not like, I know it's really easy to like look at things like this and just be like, oh, he's taking it out of context. Hey, this guy, he's a nice guy. He's, I think you're just overreacting, Jay. That's probably not the case, especially seeing the batting average of conspiracy theorists now. It's more so, it wasn't, conspiracy theorists acted as a spoiler for what actually happened. That's the most powerful way I could put it, is that it turns out that those people talking all those wild theories was actually spoilers to the movie. And that's it. So why do I lay this out? Why are we talking about 2017, this guy mentioning this? He's got all kinds of very sketchy videos out of him saying insane shit, by the way. So it's not like I'm just cherry picking one piece. Feel free to go and search this guy out yourself if this is all brand new to you. The reason why I say this is because just last week, or the last time we did this, we were talking about this chick, right? this little worm weaseling her way into the crypto council for innovation, right? With Coinbase. This is going to come back in just a second. Coinbase, Fidelity, Paradigm. Who is the other guy? A16, I think, or Anderson Horowitz. There it is.
Yep.
Okay, and so what she says is we're in a critical moment for the crypto ecosystem. Well, what do you think that critical moment is? The opportunity for all of you to get fucking rich and financially free and break free from the banking system, or for them to like chokehold this thing, roll in regulation, and do the same thing over and over again to strip value away and strip purchasing power away? What do you think is going on here? You think this is just some like good thing, well-intentioned thing? Well, maybe if you are, let's just look at a few more pieces. And this is just what I could find in like 10 minutes, by the way. Okay, so we got Sheila. Coinbase connection. Okay. Here's her, by the way, on the World Economic Forum website, being profiled, right? Uh-oh. What's this? What do we got here? We got whales popping in with some intel. So that's where all the Telegram concerns are coming from. Is any connection now with the WEF has to be questioned. It has to be. With Klaus Schwab's background and the wild and wacky shit he said that's come true now, it has to be taken that serious. But it gets worse.
The funny thing is, it should have always been the case. That's the funny thing.
Yeah, exactly. Who is this? Huh? Kraken. Okay, we're gonna come back to Kraken in just a second with what Paul just said today. That's going viral. Oh shit, dude! This is the ETH. This is from the ETH website. Oh
Correct.
Shit!
That's right.
She sits above Vitalik.
That's
so who
right.
do you think has more power, her or Vitalik? Uh-oh. Okay, don't worry. There's more. There's more. Jay's got plenty. Oh, and here it is right here. Here's the Coinbase connection coming through. You're starting to connect the dots, guys? So macro, the reason why we're talking about this on a macro show is because macro's like macro anything. Like we're talking about the big 40,000 foot view and diving into pieces that create the puzzle. And when you start to see the deep structure to what we're talking about, whether it's with this or with politics or with football or with building sandwiches, it doesn't really matter. When you see the deep structure to something, you understand that there's a process there, and you can start to decode that process and reverse engineer, right? All right. So we can start to predict what outcomes. And we can start to stack risk and reward in our favor. Yes? Okay, that is the name of the game. What else do I got here? I think I got one more. Oh, shit, I do. Oh, man. Oops. Big oops, right? This is the chick that's on the viral video.
Looks familiar.
Yeah, this is the chick on the viral video laughing about how they're going to seize everything, shut down your corporate bank accounts, shut down your personal bank accounts, shut down your crypto accounts, shut down everything, right? Oof. Big oof right here, yeah? Oh, and then this is just a little throwback, by the way. This is a member of parliament in Denmark, this Ida. This is all the way back to 2016. This is the core message, by the way. If you go to World Economic Forum, the main site, the promo video that they've got on their homepage is the year is 2035. You own nothing and you're happy. Well, she's pretty close, right? 2030. So I guess that we're moving up the timeline. What else do I got? Oh, okay. So let's cover a few Canada pieces, and then I got.
This is basically all the stuff I wanted to touch on, but.
Oh, great. Okay, so before we jump into Canada, let's finish here. So this is Jess Powell. He's the co-founder of Kraken. Which, time out a sec. We just heard Kraken, didn't we? Kraken was on this piece.
No. The other chick. Yep.
Yeah, this chick. She joined Kraken as managing director, but now she sits above our boy. Okay, well, whoops. What's Jess saying here? Which I like Jess. I'd love to get him on DS Network. If you guys want to help get him on DS Network, do it. Start spamming him and reach out to him, because I think he's a straight shooter. Like, I think he's a good dude. Like, I've been following him for 4 years, and his message has never wavered. So this is a guy who is genuinely trying to navigate the space where there's external pressures stacking up by the millisecond against him to be something that he doesn't want to be.
Oh, this is the guy that's the CEO of Kraken, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's literally telling you to play right here. Get your money the fuck off of centralized, regulated or not, exchanges. Which, what's Richard been saying and beating a drum on for years now? What, 5 years? I mean, damn near. It's got to be 4 years plus.
Yeah.
Same thing, right?
4 years, yep.
Same thing, right? All right. Yeah, man. So let's just let that sit and simmer for a second. Let's let all that sit. 20 minutes in, I just laid out the whole game to you. Yeah. And this is the stuff to be paying attention to. This is the stuff that Wales and I, this is really our focus, right? Is showing you the macro and the deep structure to things.
Yeah, it's funny that people waste their time looking at charts. I mean, it's on like it's cool, it's fun. I get it. I spent a decade doing it, but I gotta tell you guys, I've been talking about this shit for over a year. Charts are meaningless because at the end of the day, if you're not positioned and ready, guess what? Your ass is not ready, and your ass is left behind. Period.
Well, it's
So
kind
you
of
better-
telling you what price just did. It's always just telling you what price just did.
Well, it's
You
not
know
even
what I'm
that.
saying?
It's not even that. It's about people need to learn how to think forward.
Yeah.
Right? That's my point. Learn how to
Okay.
think forward. The chart is showing you what's already happened, just like Jay said, but what the fuck is gonna happen? And how can you ascertain any certainty from that understanding? You're not getting it from a fucking chart, period.
No, you're not. And chart, like we've talked about this before, but the New Market Wizard books. So basically a set of books, 3 or 4 books, I think, where Jack Swagger goes and interviews like the best hedge fund people, the best traders of all time, turtle traders, all the old school
Literally.
shit that you read books about. And the common themes were a few things. And we've talked about this before. But one of them is that they never are trying to get 30, 60, 90-day advice off of a chart. It's like tactical. I'm about to enter my position. Now I look at the chart.
Yep.
But like the bigger picture macro shit is they're paying
Never.
attention to economics. They're paying attention to, oh shit, Russia, Ukraine, are we about to go to war? Like they're paying attention to that because I'm sorry, any TA, any magical fucking indicator is going to be completely null and void if we go to war tomorrow.
100%.
Like get the fuck out of here.
Every
It's
fucking
so
time.
stupid.
Every
Yeah.
fucking time. Every time. Period. And the discussion, it doesn't matter what the fuck it looked like 2.5 seconds
No.
ago.
Don't matter.
Entirely irrelevant 2.5 seconds later.
And the hex chart's a prime example of that. Everyone was like, even me, I was just like, hey man, this cup and handle pattern looks good. We should break up. But patterns fail. And there was all this positive momentum. Think about this. The NASCAR shit, the diamond, everything was happening. Why are we down then? Well, because that doesn't, in that sense, one doesn't equal the other. And there's bigger factors because all a whale has to do is come along and shit on the party. Just like all the US has to do is come and roll out regulation and Bitcoin's dead for at least a week. That's it. Like this executive, because Biden teased with it again yesterday. There's going to be an executive order on cryptocurrencies. Of course. They have to now. They got to take it serious because they're like, oh shit, there's money here.
All they can honestly do is threaten. They can't actually do anything. The actual legislative bodies must enact legislation because there is none. And this is the thing that people don't understand. This is why I laugh at people that fucking doing crypto taxes and shit. Like, can you not fucking read, bro? Do you not understand that nowhere in the IRS code, nowhere, anywhere on this planet does it say you must pay crypto taxes? Period. End of fucking discussion.
Yeah.
I don't care what SEC Gensler said on a motherfucking goddamn article. It's not in black and white. It's not legislated. It is not law. So you are not beholden to that. Period. That's how the shit works.
Yeah, and even taxes. We could actually, if you want to get a little deeper
Yes,
into that,
you can.
we'll leave it.
We'll
leave
shelf
it at
that for some
Yeah.
more time.
Yeah, but taxes are actually illegal
Mm-hmm.
in every
Income
way
taxes. Income taxes are entirely
income
illegal.
taxes. Yes, and I know guys who, for their whole lives, have gone and fought that, and they show up to court when they're drugged into court, and they represent themselves because they've read through the Bibles and Bibles and Bibles of tax code, and they know how to represent themselves, and they do whenever they're called on to go in and play the charade in the game, and they legally defend themselves, and they walk out without having to pay that tab every single time. So I mean, yeah, all of it is highly, highly questionable and a farce. So just to push that out there, but we can kind of pivot now. We laid out all the breadcrumbs, and this is just like the last couple of weeks, guys. But the breadcrumbs, we can go back to talking about negative interest rates in 2013, 2016, and IMF reports, BIS reports. We can talk about that and how it relates to this. We can talk about all kinds of layers of this shit that's led to this. And if we're going to talk about macro, that's macro, guys. Macro is what is the big swinging shit that now is going to influence the next 30 days, 60 days, 12 months. And that's what we need to be talking about and figure out to position ourselves properly in the markets, right? Right now is the worst time to be trading, dude. It's the worst fucking time. it feels like we're inches away from some sort of war breaking out in Europe. We got the Canada thing going on. We got a threat of an executive order. Like they're creating the instability in the market
chaos.
right now.
They're creating organized chaos. That's all.
Correct. So you tell me like how hard it would be right now to day trade. I don't know. I guess a good example of this, go look at Meet Kevin. Holy shit, is that guy melted down. So we went from blue hair to green hair to yellow hair, shaved my head, to I'm bullish and I'm buying the dips about 4 weeks ago.
He shaved his head?
Yeah. So he went from green hair, it's bullish, I don't think the pullback will be that bad this year, to bearish, holy shit, I'm shutting off comments on videos, to now shorted into the ground. I mean, that guy's a perfect case study of emotional train wreck.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Good stuff.
It's not his fault though. That's what markets will fucking do to you.
I guess, yeah. I mean, I've
So
never been like that.
Especially, well, if you don't pay attention to macro factors, then yes, they'll do that.
Yeah, I've always kind of been like that, so I'm special.
Yeah. All right, so let's just look at this. I just want to point this out too. This is kind of funny, right? Just look at the Google search under news and look at these headlines. Defends windowless dorms and China investments. Okay. Crypto traders want to get rich quick without doing anything for civilization. Okay. Doesn't like people, apparently. What else do we got? What was the other one? We're never going back to a 5-day work week.
Hold on. Before you continue, let's take a pause.
Sure.
Let's focus on the bullshit that these highlights or that these headlines reflect, right? I mean, scroll up, please, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it? Crypto traders want to get rich quick without doing, quote, anything for civilization, end quote. Now, let me ask you guys something. What the fuck has Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger done for you?
And what have they done for themselves? Right?
I'm waiting. Like, there is no answer to that fucking question, and that's the point. So why do they give a fuck what you're trying to do? Why is it okay for them to worry about your Fourth Amendment rights and what you're doing with your money? That's not their fucking business. Give a fuck how rich they are. And that's the kind of thing you should be focusing on as you read stupid ass headlines like those.
And why do you idolize these people?
Correct. Fuck these motherfuckers. They can all say
you're not in the room at all. You haven't been in their journey at all. You just see the outside. You just see the end of the story. You just see that now they've quote unquote made it. You have no clue how they got there.
Nope.
Whether it was all done legit or illegit is who knows? Anybody's fucking guess. But I'm just saying, like, unless you're in that room with those conversations, then all we can do is sit here and speculate like assholes.
Well, here's a fact. Fact of the matter is what I just said is true because the headline's right there. So however they got there is irrelevant. Their actions speak louder than their words.
Yeah, I agree. So what was the other one here? We got an opinion on the old Poker-Rooney.
Mm-hmm.
But now let's pull out this piece because he's had some like really hilarious takes in the past. So here's the one I wanted to call your attention to. Can you guys see that? Let's get us out of the frame. Let's just bring up the whole thing, right? Can you guys see that? What's that say right there? A huge mistake to allow it at all. So there you go. There's your answer.
Mm-hmm.
Allow it at all. What the fuck are you talking about? Allow what? Allow what, bro? What happened to free markets, capitalistic markets, amendment rights, fucking constitution? What happened to all that shit? Gone out the window with one statement. Allow it. That's the statement.
I let you know exactly where those gentlemen stand. Period.
Yes. There it is. Like he just gave you how he feels about the whole thing. So if it wasn't clear from the headlines we just showed, now you've got it in crystal clear form. Allow it. Who the fuck are you? What do you mean allow what?
Hilarious, isn't it?
You could insert anything into this, and it starts to sound like pretty concerning, right? Oxygen,
it should.
Water.
It should. Everything.
Land, right? Food,
clothing.
Insert any of those into
survivability.
Yes, into the sentence. It starts to sound pretty fucked up, right? Okay, same energy. Same energy.
Keep it.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on a second. Mrs. is asking if I want some food. Hold on. I'm gonna mute. Yeah. Okay, so here's another one. If you wanted even more. Wiser than we were. The CCP was wiser than we are. They just banned it.
Well, they tried to.
It's still happening over there. Like most people.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. It's working so well
that
it's working so well that they didn't.
Yeah, so the only reason why they wanted to ban it had nothing to do with power. It was the optics of power that started to creep in that did influence. But the bigger issue is that things work in like provinces there. So if you've ever been to Japan or anywhere in Asia, you know that there's like prefectures, there's provinces, there's like basically that's the same word for like cities, towns, states, etc.
All these different bullshit.
Yeah, within those levels, there's a shit ton of corruption. And the CCP people will always try and take the cheapest way out so that they can pocket more profit. So they'll go, that's why you see like buildings falling apart, roads collapsing, is because they'll go and build shit out of like bamboo instead of steel. And the building just falls over. Or it collapses and kills a bunch of people. You've seen example after example after example of that over the last, I don't know, 10 years.
Decade plus.
Yeah, ever since media has been covering it. Phantom cities, etc. Buildings falling down. Well, that happens is because they're given a budget. And then what they immediately all think is to get it done the cheapest possible way so that they can keep the most amount of money. That's exactly what happened with the whole Bitcoin mining thing. Is that the issue was they were taking power off the grid for the mining operations and pocketing in twofold. They were pocketing the money from the government and the money they were getting back from the city or the people that they rule over for the electricity. So they were double dipping. That's why the CCP wanted to stop it. Any other narrative is bullshit. Unless you know people on the ground, which I do, that can tell you the real story going on over there, then the rest is just noise, right? And so that's what I mean about like, unless you're privy in the conversation itself, then you're just speculating and you really have no clue what's going on. And definitely reading the headlines ain't gonna fill in the gaps because we all know how truthful that shit is. So anyways, that's what I got on that, but I don't know where you wanted to, what you wanted to jump into.
Well, let's see here. Let's see what you didn't go over. Well, Rona's basically over. I think we all got that much.
Yeah, we got that message.
Yeah, Canada is definitely big. I mean, they're imposing capital controls left and right. We went over that. I mean, they're shutting down. They're reading people's social media accounts and shutting down accounts. Canadians are trying to go to banks to withdraw their funds. That's what the outages that you were talking about. That those images right there.
Yeah.
That is people not being able to access their funds regardless of the bank in Canada. Yeah. And that was what 24, 48 hours ago.
Yeah.
I mean, this is happening in real time. And you have to understand that if you live in America, the shit can happen here too. Period. Don't give a fuck who you think you are. You don't run shit. None of us do. And that's the whole fucking point of all the craziness that I've been spewing for the past fucking year. And now it's coming to a head because guess what? No adults are fucking in the room. So that's why I've been trying to educate people for the past year because you guys are probably the best batch of adults we probably got out here. As crazy as that sounds. But
yeah, because like attracts like, right? So we've all kind of come together.
Yep. And, it's just
and we all understand variations and shades of this game going on. So none of this is really that new or shocking.
Nope. We're all on page. Yo, look, you haven't been able to meet none of the people in person. I have. We're all mostly on the same page in many cases.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, and this is without even talking to each other.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's powerful.
Interesting how that works. And so this whole situation it's a great and I brought this up. I chatted with George once again the other night from
Nice.
Mad
Yeah,
Energy.
I saw it. Yep.
Yeah. And so I was talking about the importance of spotting macro cycles. You know, like when the great financial crisis happened, I was just out of school. I was focused on getting that free $2,000 stimmy check that they were offering up back then. I remember seeing 9/11 when I was in high school still, so I'm kind of dating myself a little bit here.
Same here.
And all I cared about was like the free money aspect. I had no clue that there was other shades of the game getting played on me at that point.
Of course not. Why would you, bro?
Yeah, dude.
That's the thing that people don't get. It's like, yo, if somebody's telling you some crazy shit and and you realize what year it is, like you gotta understand that there's gotta be more to that statement.
Yes. Well, just look at this. What was the bill of goods we were sold in movies in the 80s? The Arnold Schwarzenegger era, the Sylvester Stallone era. Man. I was so fucking jacked as a kid, man. I was like, dude, we're gonna be flying in 2022. We're gonna be on like Mars and other places, and holy shit, dude, this is gonna be crazy.
Yo,
we got Tesla. We got fucking Tesla.
The bill
That's
of
it.
goods we were sold was crazy, and to only have Tesla now is disgusting. We literally went back in time.
And censorship.
Years. Hold on, we went back in time 100 years, plus added censorship to this shit.
Yeah, dude.
Plus they're trying to destroy the family unit. Plus they're trying to get you on crack. Plus,
fentanyl.
They're trying to feed you fucking worms and roaches and shit. Plus, I mean, man, it's never ending.
Yeah, it's never ending, dude. It's never ending. Vehicles, climate guilt, all that.
Yo, they're trying to control your vehicle usage. They're trying to control every fucking thing. So you sitting at home right now, I'm sorry, your vacation is over. As a human, you must now go back to fighting against tyranny again. Sorry.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I mean,
it's an unfortunate truth, man.
Check it how we're getting attacked in the crypto space from two fronts. Central banks are in a corner, right? So the banks got shut down Wednesday night. It's Friday night right now. So this was 48 hours ago. Central banks are in a corner. They want crypto shut down. They keep saying it on the headlines, but what's actually happening? Well, what's actually happening is that regular everyday folks like us are being labeled terrorists, right? But on the back end of that, countries and certain states in the United States are legalizing cryptocurrency. So you got a lot of contradicting action happening right now. And that typically means one of two things. Either they want people to think the state wants nothing to do with cryptocurrency in order to entice them into entering that environment, but the wrong one. Not ours, of course, because ours is the only correct one. Right? I mean, you got to understand that if you're participating in the promise coin space, that's not cryptocurrency. And I've been very elaborate about this over the past several months. And now it's high time, crucial, that you understand what the fuck I've been saying, because it's going to cost your ass if you don't. I ain't been joking, so good luck to you, right? Because you guys, I don't know if you're paying attention, but on the back of all these motherfuckers acting like they're legalizing, and I'm saying legalizing in quotes, what's happening? Well, governments and regulators are essentially admitting defeat, right? But what does that actually look like? Well, it looks like, and it ends up looking like, well, this is one regulator setting up an agency here, or a team within an agency here to focus on crypto. They're doing it over there. They're doing it over here. All of a sudden, you have all these new regulatory bodies for this one industry. And this is what's happening right now. FBI, DOJ, SEC, BIS, IMF, all these motherfucking entities I just labeled, all setting up, guess what? Crypto crap. But here's the funny thing. If you look at what I was doing last year on my streams, you already know these motherfuckers already had CBDCs planned last year. In fact, they had them planned in 2020, if not before that. So they've just been waiting for the right time to get the suckers lined up for the kill. And we are here.
It's herding cattle. Here's the best way I can put it. It's herding cattle. The headlines is 100%. The fear, the prod to push you down the line as Correct. They're calling you into the new pit, into your new home. And the new home, in the door that's wide open, is the 3-letter agencies, the institutions, all the oversight that they're rolling out. But here's the funny thing. You just opt out by not getting involved.
Yep. Period.
That's it.
You know, interestingly enough, I got a bullet point here where I write, people worldwide are pushing back and letting them know the people are aware. And how are they doing that? Well, they're using crypto. They're doing this. They're doing that. They're doing what they got to do. They're not, they're not sitting down and taking it. I mean, this is why people in Canada went to these banks to get their fucking money, and the banks had to shut down. I mean, how crazy is that? And the fucked up thing is that people here think it can't happen here. It happened in Australia already months ago. During the summer, It happened. Or our summer.
Delusion can't happen to me.
Oh, exactly. Happening in Canada fucking today, fucking 48 hours ago. It already happened in the U.S. in 2008 and 9. So of course it's gonna fucking happen here again.
Yeah, delusion can't happen to me. Nope, that's outside of me. I can't care. It actually started before Australia. It started in Venezuela
Well, of course, bro.
with
But
the hyperinflation.
again,
That's where it really started.
well, this shit really started in. If you want to get technical, it really started in 1998.
Okay,
Right?
take it all the way back. Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
Think
Yes, sir.
about it. Right?
Yeah,
Think
we got
about it.
everything in there. We got
Yeah.
Zimbabwe in there. But the point
Everything.
is that we've got the optics of it is that it's like, oh, Venezuela, oh, Zimbabwe, nah, not me. Turkey, lira, inflating, not me. Australia, yeah, you know, that's a G country, but, you know, again, not me. Canada, yeah, well, fuck them anyways. They're too nice. You know, but then what happens is then it's in your front yard and you're like, oh, shit,
Yep.
they did come for me too.
Yep. Like, how the fuck did it happen? Well,
There's
you
no
weren't paying
avoiding it.
attention. Yeah, you just weren't paying attention.
There's
That's
no
it.
avoiding it.
I mean, look at what they're doing with Russia and Ukraine right now, right? They literally talked up a conflict. And all you're seeing now is BS that they're showing you. You don't actually know that anything's happening. You really don't. You're not there. Is anybody there? Nobody's there. You know, look, nobody's watching the Chinese Olympics. They are aware of that. The central bank chief for Lebanon is literally on the run. Is he the first?
I saw that shit.
Is he the first of many? I mean, yo, shit is going bananas. HRC, Hillary Clinton, for those that don't know, is sending weird tweets. And clearly, the fucking commies have nobody else that they're willing to put at the front of all of us. So she's the only one dumb enough to do it. So guess what? She is not only going to be running again, but that dumb motherfucker is gonna make it seem like she ain't got nothing going on when she's clearly a target. Legally, by the way. Not and because we all don't like her, but literally legally she's a target. So you know, a lot of shit going on. Regulators and governments worldwide are putting all kinds of pressure on these centralized exchanges because of all this freedom shit that's going on. People want their freedom. People are going to get it. So they're just fucked. You know, it's only a matter of time before they have to relinquish. I mean, this Trudeau guy literally ran from fucking Canada. Literally. And then
for his own protection.
And then I guess they kicked his ass back out from where he was at.
Yeah, he had to come back for parliament.
Yeah, and they fucking put his ass in parliament and shit.
Dude, that was too much, man.
Punk. Yeah,
that was too much, dude. And he's losing within his own parliament and cabinet now.
Of course.
Because there's way too many people.
Governors from all provinces are against him at this point. Canada has already, I mean, they're at the point where they're forcing policemen and they're trying to force military personnel to turn on the people. Now, what we won't know as outsiders looking in, and this is something I want people to understand, is that those people you see wearing uniform, you don't know if those are actual cops or actual personnel from their military or not. You have no clue. Those could be personnel that are hired mercenaries and are just wearing uniform. Fact.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, it's unfortunate, but you know, you got a lot of people who have served, who have spent their whole life figuring out every single way that they can take you down and remove you from this planet. And those guys, you know, they get itchy just like any other sports athlete or professional that spent their entire life being trained in one way. You know, for better or worse, you know, you got a lot of guys who are just kind of sitting around with nothing to do.
And a lot of skills that they probably
a lot of fucking skills, man. Dangerous skills.
Yeah.
And they're not all good people. They're not all good people.
They're not all the whales, tell you that much.
No, sir. So let's keep it moving. JP Morgan says new rules are urgently needed to give banks certainty in handling crypto assets on behalf of large customers. AKA, we need contingencies in place so that we're never held liable when we fuck up and lose it or when we get hacked. AKA, the taxpayer pays again. That's what that says.
Yep, that's right.
That's what that says.
That's exactly how the system works here. Period.
Yes, sir. And so, yeah, interesting piece. Nonetheless, but let me shut off this screen. There we go. Bring us back up. Yeah, we talk about all this stuff, and it triggers a couple different emotions in people, right? There's fight or flight and I think that triggers mostly in people who don't have a plan, mostly in people who they've never really thought this through, and they let the pressure of what these words mean kind of work against them in a way that's not beneficial. And so it creates this negative cortisol response in your brain, and your body starts to lock up and seize up, and you breathe differently and you panic, right? We all know what fight or flight is. But I'm here to tell you that, you don't have to do that. There's other reactions, there's other feelings that come after that. And if you can just sit in it and sit in those feelings and those emotions for a few minutes, then they start to dissipate. And so that first gut check response of fight or flight is the body's way of protecting you. And the emotions that come next and the feelings that come next are usually better, and they're more strategic and they're smarter. And part of that is fucking Hex. Like, you're in the right place. You're in a community of people who know what the fuck is going on, so that it's not like some big shock or surprise if measures and things get rolled out that are not advantageous to you and your family and what you want to do. And that's a simple start. Like, that is a bigger plan than 90% of people in the US right now. Hate to tell you.
100%. It's just what it is, man.
Yeah, man. And so, yeah, it's about dealing with the hand that you've been dealt and what you got in front of you, and that's really all you can do. But the wasted emotion, arguing on social media, all this shit, all it really points out is that that person fell victim to the stories and narratives in their head, and that's it. And now they're taking it out and lashing out at other people. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad, but
it's not a healthy thing to do.
No.
It doesn't move the needle forward for you, for your financial situation, for your family. It doesn't do any of that, dude. It actually just drains your energy and wears you out, right? Burns you out. Wears you out.
I mean, it adds zero value, and in fact, all it does is kill you a little bit slowly. Mm-hmm. Period. So, yeah.
Yeah, because you're fracturing your cells.
Yep.
By getting involved in that. Just like we talked about that snowflake in the beginning.
Right. I was just going to mention that. Yeah. I mean, that shit is real. That's very real. If you don't know about it, look it up. I mean, it's real life. The words you use, the energy you feel, the aura you want to espouse, all those things are important. This is why no matter what, no matter how I sound, trust me, I'm cool as ice, because the way people in the Northeast talk, it's just the way I talk. Don't be fooled by the inflection in the tone. Literally means nothing. Hands as steady as a motherfucking pool table. Like, it's just the way it is. People are just like that here. So you have to understand that just like people speaking have to cater to their audiences, the audience has to understand who's speaking to them as well. Because at the same time, the message can get lost in the tone of the person speaking, because that's why a lot of people get left behind when it comes to RH, right? Like, a lot of people find him abrasive and a turn off and all that bullshit, but guess what? That motherfucker just giving you the facts. You're just too soft to accept what the fuck is going on. So that shit is your own fucking fault. It ain't his. And it's the same thing when it comes to me, and it's the same thing when it comes to anybody that rubs you the wrong way at first glance or at first hearing. It's on you. Something is wrong with you. And the same thing goes to me. So don't think I'm not talking about myself, because, yeah, it applies to me too. Because I have to check myself in that regard as well. Because guess what? I am part human, not full alien. So don't worry.
100%, man. I love the personal reflection piece of getting wrapped up in the world's dramas, man. If you can just have the patience and the self-awareness, it's a beautiful thing to really show you, like, your part in this, and really, like, just a reflection of maybe character traits and whatnot that are good and bad within yourself.
Yep.
That's it. Yep. Nothing more, nothing less.
Again, how are you going to improve when you're not checking yourself? You're checking somebody else. You don't have any other competition. You're your own competition forever and always.
Yes, sir. Steady improvement at an individual level should be primary focus number one. Consistently done over time. That's it.
100%. 100%.
That is it.
Until I figured out how to do that, my life didn't change. Period. Seriously.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Man. What else do we got? We got some FBI task force stuff. Do you want to pull anything up? Do we got macro stuff? I haven't even looked at.
No, there's been so much legal stuff going on that I got to be honest with you. I haven't really been paying attention to much of the macro stuff, and the only thing is what we already know: inflation is out of control.
Yeah,
all over the world, energy costs are running rampant, food costs are running rampant. Cost of living is going up no matter where you are on the planet, period, right? And that's just something that's going on. You know, and I think what's happening now is that we're just reaching escape velocity. And what that means is that inflation is just going to be a permanent thing. It's going to be a fixture. So prices are going to be constantly changing and not downward. So, you know, good luck out there. Hope you got your hustle up.
Yeah, I feel the same. I feel like for some reason, everyone's just going to kind of sit into this and bite their teeth into this, and everyone's just going to point the finger back at inflation, which will just create this normalcy and this permanence to it over time. Because let's admit, like the biggest areas we started seeing it in, which was involved around food and then technology like microchip bits. Do you really think that Gigabyte and MSI and all these companies and Intel and AMD, do you think that they're just going to be like, oh, yeah, let's just bring the prices back down to retail when we're getting currently 4x the price right now?
Right.
Of course
never.
They're not going to give that back.
That has
They're not going to give that back.
Never. Think about it. Think about it. Hold on. Think about it, right? Over time, technology is supposed to do what? Reduce the cost of production. But what the fuck has happened? Fuck, we pay 20x, 30x the fucking cost of everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Period.
Yeah, man.
You know, even if you pay 2x the cost of something, it's ridiculous. That means that the value of that thing has appreciated 100%.
Yes, that's not 7% inflation. I was just going to say that. How is it 7% inflation if the eggs were $1 and now they're $2?
I gotta tell you something, man. You wanna know when I knew I wasn't fucking cut out for Wall Street? When I complained about inflation at my first fucking job, and I went into the whole eggs and milk example. And at that time, it was 2010. I had referenced probably 1990 prices of some shit. And this motherfucker had the goal to give me the goddamn kegger of the fucking inflation. I looked at this motherfucker like he was retarded. You sitting here and telling me it's an acceptable rate of change, bitch? Really? Is that what I just really heard? An acceptable change in how much broker I should be. What? What kind of dumbass shit is that?
Yeah.
And that's when I knew I had fucked up. My first job, I knew I had fucked up. But it was already too late. You know, I was already old and all that shit, so I just had to keep going. But, man, what the fuck, bro? Imagine. That was a fucking wake-up call, man. And it wasn't even one that I kind of like really could wrap my head around at the time, because I was just like, what you mean, man? That shit means the price still went up. How are you okay with that? Like, I didn't realize how dumb people were in regards to inflation. Like, people in Keynesian world of economics or whatever the fuck, people in the West in general just don't fucking understand inflation. Period. If they did, you know, fucking the US dollar would not be a reserve currency. End of discussion.
Would not. No, it would not. And there would have been, think of how many like magical moments of protest, etc., would have already occurred about wages.
Oh,
because
man,
if the price of the shit I buy goes up, then my wages should go up then too, right? If you're trying to tell me this is all normal and all okay and acceptable,
clearly
then
not.
I make more, right? So then I pay more, and they just keep moving up together, right? No,
only in your dreams.
So that's how you know it's not okay. If you understand nothing else about inflation, and then start doing some math on how much purchasing power is eroded over a 20-year period.
That's my favorite.
2%.
That's my favorite no coiner onboarding conversation, and it always hits. You know why? Because everybody experiences the rise in the cost of living cost. Period. Everybody experiences that increase in the living cost. Everybody. So if you don't know how to onboard people quickly and simply, that's it. Everybody got to pay to live. End discussion.
If you can't explain Hex and you have no clue what the fuck you're talking about, it's all good. Just talk about inflation.
Yep.
And then just root it right back. So then this thing over here helps me fight that. You want to buy some? Done. Done, dude. Easy. Buy it and stake it, and you'll make more. And like show them some of the calculations. Show them like one of the most powerful things I think you just did this last week, Wales, was showing the calculations with some basic price appreciation, of course, attached, but even with just the price that it was at the time, which was 19 cents,
Yes.
and talking about how that big stake is going to accrue more yield over time.
Yeah, we can go over that if you want, because I think that's a pretty important concept to understand. You know,
show them that stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, I actually do. I actually do want to go over it again.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Yeah. I'm not in no rush.
Pull up the old calculator and let's
yes,
plug in some
sir.
numbers.
Hexcalc.net. And here's the thing. It's not that I don't like hexstake.today or whatever it's called. It's just that hexcalc.net allows people to see what they really care about the most. That's the way I view it. So that's why I like to use hexcalc.net. It's not like
you want to share. You want to share your screen, or you want?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now.
Okay, roger that. But yeah, so that's the conversation for all you guys out there. You want to onboard some more people, or whatever your deal is. You want to talk to people and spread the word. That's it, man. Talk about inflation.
That's a great way.
Give them some math about what 2% does to their purchasing power. 32.6% over 20 years is eroded. Show them that basic math. I gave you all the numbers on a couple streams back. I'll give them again if you need them. And then start to plug in this 7% that we're at now and what that does over 20 years. And then just say, okay, well, I got this thing over here that's got 40% APY. You want to get some? You want some?
Want some of this action?
you want in on some of this action?
Well, you know what's crazy, Jay? You know what's crazy, bro? And I was talking to one of our Hexicans earlier, and she's a wife of another Hexican, and she was just telling me how, and I get it because it makes sense, right? It's just about how when you think about how many people get wrecked out here on a daily basis, it's common. You know, so the average person isn't going to believe that there is something out there that is this good. They're just not. Yeah. You know, it's something that's impossible for people to wrap their head around. Like, really? Like that's really that like what? Like yeah. It's real, you know. It's definitely real. You know, you got to believe it's real, and you just got to accept it for being that, because that's just what it is. You know, you can't say nothing to the contrary.
Yeah. 100%. All right, so we got the calculator up.
Yeah, but look, let me know if you have a specific amount in mind you want to do. I'm just gonna throw it here.
Let's do the Godwell.
Godwell, okay. Yeah. So what was the Godwell? 1 billion hex. So it was 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's 1 billion, and they're doing it for 5, 5, 5, 5. So let's say that you want to see what the value of this stake is going to be in 5,555 days, assuming the price stays the same, meaning no change in the price whatsoever. Let's see.
Boom. Let's take a look. Just scroll down a little bit.
Hold on, I think this
is a scotch. There we go. Beautiful.
All right, let's see here. So here are the details. We got 1 billion, 555, all right, max, same price. You're entering a day, 176 million, yada, yada. But at the end of the whole shebang, in 15.21 years, with an average daily payout of 5.95 hex per T-share, right? Oh, wow, look. So yesterday it was 149,000 T-shares. After the T-share rate changed, that fucking thing got clipped by 1,000 T-shares.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Wow, more than 1,000 T-shares at that. So this is actually reducing that actual example that we were working with on the day of, because I did it the same day.
Yeah, I remember.
That's fucking crazy, bro. Yo, if you don't know anything about Hex, you better at least do 30% of your bag, like Kareem says, for the max. Period. Yeah. No questions asked, because this thing is too good not to. And
yeah, I mean, let's bring this.
Here's the
I was just gonna say, so let's bring this back down to real life for a second. You know, you're looking at this and you're like, oh man, this is such a far-fetched example because I'll never be able to do that. But when you're talking to other people, here's how you explain this. This guy got into Hex in the very beginning, And all this money that he's now putting back into Hex is from Hex, like 90% of it, because he was like an early ETH adopter, I think, and he did really well there, and then he moved over and he did really well in Hex. And so it's like, this number isn't that far-fetched, and it's somebody real on the ground that just did this. So
it's an average
that's how
guy.
that's how you bring it back to like everyday people, is you just say like, most of this wealth that you see, like this billion Hex, was generated from Hex, and now he's just going back in again to play the game again.
I mean, I think
that sounds better to people.
I think this is Hex he hadn't even staked ever.
That's
what I think.
Man, that is very interesting.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, look at this. As of now, after taking a clip on the T-share rate, this 176 million, which at the time was $195 million stake, is ultimately going to be 1.3 billion regardless, at a minimum.
Yes. That's it.
That's a trade.
That's it right there. Like, that's, if you looked at nothing else, that's the trade.
That's a trade. Now, guys, understand that on Wall Street, people raise millions and millions and hundreds of millions of dollars to get to this point in P&L. This man just did it in one trade. Guaranteed.
With nobody.
Guaranteed, nobody, no risk, no counterparty risk, no fucking ISDA, no fucking permission, no fucking asking anybody nothing. He just clicked the shit and made it happen.
Yeah. I mean, outside of some sort of quantum event or, asteroid hitting a planet, I mean, he's Gucci.
This is fucking genius. That's what the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? Fucking genius, bro.
Yeah. That's your trade right there, if nothing else. And see, this is how I know people don't get this. Well, first off, Hex isn't like talked about everywhere. That's the first way you know. And the second way is you still see arguments of people. Like, I'll bring up one example. I saw Eric Wall did a thread the other day talking about Hex, and everyone's got their opinion of the guy. I don't really care either way. But what I thought was interesting in the whole thread is all of it was just him like doubling down on his conviction that he was right, so that he can prove to other people that he was right because he manages money. So it makes sense that he took this route. But in the whole conversation and dialogue, there was not a single mention of T-share, and there was not a single mention of APY. That's how I know fundamentally 99.9% of people do not understand what the fuck they even have in their hands.
Yep, 100%.
Because if they did, he would say, oh, all these things are true. And if we now account for, macro factors happening and how that's going to adjust people's perception of Bitcoin and all these things that could happen at a macro level, that would adjust my position and feeling of what's going to happen with this asset over here, because I understand the T-share, because I understand the rate of return that people are getting. But because none of that was talked about, it's clear that he doesn't understand macroeconomics and that he doesn't actually understand the tool or the vehicle he's talking about, in this case, Hex. So he's making blanket assumptions and really bad assumptions based off of a non-complete picture of what he's dealing with.
Right.
That always leads you to being disappointed, leads you to getting wrecked. Understand your tools. Use your tools properly. Yes?
100%. I mean,
so it's interesting.
It's kind of crazy, right? It's like, why? And I don't know if you're familiar with Johnny Chaos, but he has a great, he does short videos about these very basic concepts, very, very simplistic videos about what Hex is and how it works and all this shit. And long story short, why would you use a nail as a hammer? That's basically what you just said. Hex is a yield providing tool. Why would you not use it for that?
Yeah, and that's it. As simple as that. And so to answer this question on the screen, so what if DeFi regulations go into effect? Because it's not a security, it can never be classified as a security. Hex is going to be like outside of the scope of a lot of this oversight, because there's no boards, there's no DAOs, there's nothing. We are the DAO. Nobody's going to be able to come in and kind of swoop and infiltrate and do the WEF tactic on us and get people into position. For the most part, I don't think that should happen unless we let them come into the community. And secondly is, what was I going to say on this? So I don't think these things will really apply, but I think because they'll apply so strongly to everyone else, the Uniswaps, the 1 inches, the Bitcoin, and all that's going to get now clamped down, is it actually makes the selling proposition more enticing for something like Hex.
100%. I mean, this is
at least in that immediate short term, it makes it more a better selling prop. Way better.
Yeah,
way better.
This is the perfect storm, man. We're
Yeah.
living in we're literally the luckiest group of people, most fortunate group of people on the planet at this point in time.
Yeah, so that's a great question. I just challenge you to think through like situations like that. Like, okay, all this happens. What's like? Try and think of it in terms of layers too. Like, okay, Bitcoin regulation comes down the pipe. What starts to happen? Does all the money just disappear and pull out? No, money has to go somewhere, and it's easier for it to go somewhere within the ecosystem than to completely cash out and go to fiat because it's going to trigger a taxable event and all these things across the globe, right? So got to kind of start playing through that scenario and what that would really cost. Okay, so if now the money's still in the ecosystem for a shortened amount of time, but they're looking for something that is different or better or provide them yield that they can park their money in, why wouldn't that lead them somewhere like Hex? Like, why wouldn't it?
And you know what the funny thing is, with all the nonsense that's going on worldwide right now, there's a lot of businesses out there that literally help wealthy people hide money.
Yes.
Literally.
Yes. Yeah.
And this is basically the perfect tool for them. And that's the kind of thing you gotta, understand. There's people out here looking for this.
Let me see if I can find this.
They just don't know it exists,
I'm going to show you something right here. Let me share my screen real quick. Let me show you this. So I went through, okay, so there's the Panama Papers that happened, and then there's that big paper drop that happened right after that. I can't remember, what was the name of the second group that just popped earlier last year? The other group of papers? Pandora Papers. Okay, so here's what's interesting, is I was digging into some research, and I'm going to show you guys right now the actual entity structuring that 90% of those businesses were using. It's right here. Oops. I just streamed. Okay, there we go. Let's zoom in on this. So I labeled this entity structuring for world domination.
We're using that to an MCA.
Oh, perfect pitch. Perfect pitch for MCA. Oh, geez, I love it.
Pretty much the strategy for most people, yeah.
There it is right there. There it is right there, guys. That is what Google is doing. That's what all these people that are trying to hide money, that are trying to hide possible ramifications and I don't know what the word I'm looking for. I'm starting to blank. But trying to essentially protect themselves. There it is.
Right. Segregate protect themselves from having their assets being able to be targeted is what it is.
Yeah, dude. So there it is right there. You want to copy that, or you guys want to screenshot that? I'm gonna leave that up for a second.
Yeah, do yourself a favor.
Yeah, man. But that overall, like, there's different ways to do this. Obviously, there's been
that's just basic. That shit is clearly not the only, right. That's not the one size fits. There's no one size fits all solution to this. That's just one of the many variations, one of the many permutations of what could be. Because there's many different kinds of trusts, there's many different kinds of entities that could be a holding company, and there's many different kinds of other assets that could hold all of that. That's not an LLC. So there's so many different ways, so many different permutations. It's just not. It's not. That's why you can't get a simple answer on the stream. Like, it's just not possible.
Yeah, and because there's every aspect of you and what you want to do. Correct. And I think that's why people get so heated about this shit, man, is they try and bring it back down to like this commodity of like, no, this is the base, this should be the baseline price. And we're spoiled to a degree because in America, you do have that baseline price to go and get an LLC, because I can jump on LegalZoom and for $150 bucks.
But that's
I can go get my LLC.
That ain't gonna cover you though.
Right. So because of that, it spoiled us. It spoiled our brains into thinking that, oh, well, because they're charging $150, like, why would I go do this crazy estate planning bullshit over here? Right. I can just go get this thing right here.
So again,
there's layers.
But the thing is that people don't know is that that couple $100 document, guess what? It ain't doing shit for you. You just gave LegalZoom $200. That's all you just did. You didn't actually protect nothing. And people don't know that.
And it opens you up to risk, and you don't even know that, too. Yeah. Still does. Limited liability corporation does not mean that you are completely excused. No. If they're a good lawyer, they will dig up your ass and find where you've got everything parked.
Yep.
I just don't understand how people don't get this. Like, to me, it's such common sense that it's just like, okay, makes sense.
I mean, in 2021, how the fuck do you not get that this is critical? I don't understand, but good luck to you.
And then 2022 makes it even more like, what the fuck?
Oh, right. I mean,
we're in 2022.
I forgot the year change, right? Damn. It's even worse, bro.
You're going back in time now on us.
Yeah, holy shit. But yo, look.
Fucking time traveler.
This guy has 200 million he put up, and he's guaranteed himself a 6x 6.5. I'm sorry, X. Basically, it was 6.5x at the time. And I mean, this is just phenomenal, bro. Because you know what's crazy is that over time, it's not just gonna be 5.95 hexa T share.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fucking whatever hits the bucket, and that's it. It's gonna be 6. It's gonna be 7. It's gonna be 10. It's gonna be 4. It's gonna be whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So what that means is that the final number is gonna be greater than that average number. By default, you can expect that, just because of how the system is designed to work.
Yeah, man, I love it. I love it. So
it's
I
hard
mean,
not to.
yeah, this stuff that we give you, I hope, and let me know in the in the comments, is this stuff should be like ammunition. I hope that's how it comes across. And like I try and kind of condense a lot of this sometimes into just like talking points, so that you can go and just buckshot these back out there. Right? With your conversations.
That's why I got all those
having.
One-liners, man. You know, those
Yeah.
One-liners are crucial because that
They
really
are,
helps
dude.
people get their point across.
They are.
You know,
100%.
in a really simple way, because that shit is
100%.
important. It's important.
And really just hopefully giving you different ways to look at this, different perspectives, and you take what you like and you drop what you don't like. It's that simple. Mm-hmm. If there's some cool shit we say on these streams, take it. It's all yours.
All yours. No credit.
Yeah, and just integrate that. With
and
you.
For those of you that don't know, my website, you can use it to do whatever the hell you want. Them charts on there. I mean, it's public information.
Yeah, pull that up. Pull that up. Let's plug whales for a second. You're starting to do like blog posts and shit on that too. I see.
Yeah, I got a Substack that I'm gonna start doing too. Yeah, like I'm gonna write a whole thing on everything that's happening right now, because there's a whole lot of shit that people just like. I scanned bullet points. You know, I didn't tell you no details. You know, so all this information that is contained within my charts is really just blockchain data, right? Like you see how you got Glassnode for fucking Bitcoin and Ethereum, where they're just showing you like 3 measly charts. Well, I got charts you can't even see because I don't want to show them to you. That's how much data Hex produces, right? And this is why Hex can't be beat. Transparent to the nth degree, literally. And it has all of this, you know, just pivotal information that really helps you see how good the system is. It's insane.
Yeah. I just want to make a quick point here on Glassnode. Is what people don't realize is that to get access to everything they've got, currently, it's fucking $799 a month.
What? You mean I'm broke for no reason?
But I got the data, bro. I got the data charts.
Hold on. Yo, I'm about to send a tweet out, because if this shit is true, I'm about to start charging somebody for something.
Hold on. Shit, giving them bad ideas. No. I'm lying. Don't do it. Okay, $799 times 12 months. What the fuck is that? Almost 10 grand.
You fucking for real?
Yeah.
I had no idea, bro.
958.
Yeah, out here getting this shit for free, talking shit to me. Oh hell no.
I'd say pull it up, but I don't even want to advertise it.
Yeah, I guess it's all good.
They're going to be making a cheaper plan, so it goes free, and then I think there's one for like $40 a month, and then $800 a month, and they're going to roll out something that's like $80 or something per month. Who cares? The point is, shit's expensive, dude.
Yo, that's crazy. I'm like, I need to put my shit up for at least 150. Damn, this shit gonna really make you rich. That shit, not so much.
Yeah, no. Let's just make money off the data, bro. Let's start off with APIs and shit. There we go.
Yo, that's crazy, man. I can't believe these people. I mean, oh man, this shit. I gotta update this data. I'm gonna update this data tomorrow because I want to see how much fatter that bad boy is. Because now you got what? Yo. A whole 149,000 more T-shares multiplied by $4,000. That's a lot of fucking. That's a big number, right?
Yes, sir. By the way, quick question in the chat: how many of you actually heard of Wolf from Wales?
Wolfram Alpha.
Yeah. How many of you didn't even know Wolfram existed before Wales? Because I did not.
596 million.
There you go.
I mean, damn. That's a lot of dollars. I mean, that's a lot of dollars. That's a half a B added just to this balance. And one click. In one click, bro.
I kind of want to tease something here a little bit too.
Okay.
There's people in the Hex community now, in the DS network, that are talking and trying to figure out ways of stacking stakes and integrating stakes into marketing efforts. So you want to talk about like where our focus needs to be. It needs to be around that sort of conversation. That's all I'm going to say. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And there's some really interesting shit you can actually do when you sit back and start to think of how these tools, and we're talking liquid loans pieces, we're talking Hedron, we're talking Hex, we're talking stakes, how all those pieces can interact together. And you can do some real interesting stuff.
I really hope that those projects are able to succeed, because they would be a boon to what we already have going on with Hex.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of it would be really, really cool ways of like stacking value and extracting value to then go and cash in and get an ROI from a marketing standpoint for the whole thing we're trying to do here. So that would be incredible. So anyways, can't talk about it more. I'm going to pull a kinetics. Can't talk about it more, but just understand there's some very smart motherfuckers trying to figure this out.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is what MCA is about, right? MCA is like, yo, if you got a big bag and you're ready to do something with it, you can fucking, here's a way to do it now. You don't got to wait for some fucker to code it up.
Yeah.
That's all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think we got a ticker. We got a ticker for that. Do we got a ticker for, oh my God, don't even got a, oh yeah, there it is. Let's get a little Mountain Crypto Advisor shout out. Get that ticker flowing.
Ticker.
Get a little ticker rolling.
Oh, yeah, a little ticker action. I should do that on mine too. Because I got nothing but space. Because people clearly don't read the other ones, since they're still getting hacked. Might as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuckers. Yo, so look, right now we're like at 17 cents. So we're right below this line. So if we pull up a regular chart, what is it? Uniswap. Let's see here. Just want to see where we're at. I don't think we're below that previous low. Pretty sure we're not. No, we're getting there. Damn, they trying to sell that shit hard. Sell it harder, damn it. Sell it harder. This is V1. No, that's why that shit look like that. The fuck. Boom. There we go.
V2. There we go.
There you go, a little bouncy action. There we go. Didn't think it was going to really breach, because it's really at that lower bound area where it really can't go any lower. That's just like market price structure really should not allow it to surpass this point right here. It really should not. If it does, then it's getting dangerous. Go ahead.
Well, pull up your VPVR and you can actually show that, because small nodes of volume shown over price like that are going to show you essentially where you might expect wicks to occur.
Yeah, pretty much.
Otherwise, I
got it. Yeah, I got it. It's just I had the Uniswap one, and that shit doesn't pull.
Oh, shit. Right. Yeah. Yeah, so put snap visible range on there. Oh, no, you already got it.
Yeah, I got it on here. I just got to.
Oh, yeah.
Just got to let all this shit load. I got a million things in this motherfucker.
All right, we'll let that keep here.
Cool,
man. So you guys like what we covered here today? We'll have to end it soon, because we got Evan Hangout coming up soon. But yeah, if you guys like what we're doing here,
yeah, let us know.
That should be working.
Let's see. I gotta get the fucking calibration right. Nope, not yet. You know, sometimes it just won't work.
Yeah, that's weird. Let's see if it's working on mine.
Yeah.
I think I got my shit already pulled up. Oh, yeah, it's working on mine.
Oh, go ahead then. Knock yourself out. I don't know why this thing doesn't want to work on mine. How many row sizes you got?
Let me just give you that data. I'm on the Uniswap, the USDC pair, 24 row size.
Yeah.
Volume area 70.
What?
Daily chart.
But that's what I got, bro. I got like 1 million. What the hell? 24. Let me try 24. I don't know.
Maybe a hard refresh that shit.
Yeah, I got it. Well, I just opened up the screen, so it can't.
You just opened it.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me just pop over.
Yeah, just open yours.
All right. Here we go. Look off to the right, and you see, look down here. Oh, yep. These little oopsie daisies are just dipping into lower volume nodes. You see, we got a point of control basically, and this all moves as I scroll, right? As I tune in and out of this, it all starts to move. But yeah, for the most part, like this stuff down here, wicks always across assets. Wicks will touch into those low volume areas quickly and grab liquidity from them, and then continue to move up or move down, whatever direction it's going, right? So wicks, that's how they tend to operate up and down. Yeah. So anyways, that was just like a quick thing I wanted to point out is that, if anything, you're going to expect like a small wick into these territories down here, and that's it.
Yep, pretty much.
Cool, man. Any questions for us in the chat from anybody? Can one of the mods please get rid of Loveface XYZ?
They got rid of him, or did he come back again? I thought they got rid of him.
It's just starting to show on my side. So.
Okay. They got rid of him eventually.
Okay, that was quick. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks to the mods. Shout out to the mods that always in the chat on every single live stream. You guys are amazing.
Hooking it up.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Okay, any questions for us? And then
if you want, you can share my PLS chart before we.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Just for the last go around.
It's up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man. I'm excited. I'll chat with you after about the Substack idea and stuff like that.
Nice.
But yeah, I think that'd be excellent, dude. And starting to share some of these exclusive charts, and that's the only place to get them.
Yeah.
Woo-wee! That's some value, baby.
Yep. I'm gonna start charging it, motherfucking glass. Charging $800 a month for nothing. What the fuck?
That's crazy,
really?
Right?
Like, what am I thinking? Giving this shit away for free? I must be out of my damn mind.
Yeah. Well, this is a great question along that same angle. But hey, DS should basically be talking about the MCA stuff more. I think that'd be a good idea to be talking about like entity structuring more and risk and liability and all that shit that is very hard for most people to get their head wrapped around.
Yeah, I guess
that would actually be really great.
Low level, not high level, like very low level. Because I mean, you can only get but so detailed with this information. So
true.
That's why I've never bothered to do it. I could do it right now if you want, but
no, I think, and I guess where I kind of lean back to is like, you can find out about a lot of this stuff on YouTube already. It's like, is that really where
that too, man. Who wants to be the dead horse? Yeah, that information is definitely out there.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, maybe we'll,
Yeah, maybe we can put a nice bent on it or something. I don't know. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, I'll bring that up to Kinetics, Will. So thank you for that. All right, cool. Any other questions for us? And then I think we'll wrap it there, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Wales, thanks for joining me. I totally brute forced you into this.
All good, man. It's always fun. I mean, I wanted to talk about all this shit, but it's all good.
Yeah. Now I got the itch, and I was like, "Fuck it, let's do it." So that's how I tend to operate. Is I like stuff starts to like a narrative forms in my brain, and I got to get it out. I got to talk to somebody about it, and then that's my whole thing. And then you notice, like, especially like once we got to like 55 minutes in the stream, then I was just chill because I already blew my load.
Yeah, you were going 100 miles an hour.
That's how my brain works, though, man. It's like I start to like piece all this shit together, and it's like I just gotta get it out.
You gotta get it out. Yeah, I already know, man. I already know. That's how it was for me when I made them first videos. Like, I gotta let these motherfuckers know, because at the time it was just like it is now. People just were so upset. Price was going sideways. Nothing was happening. It was so lally-guy. It was just nothing was going on. Price was just going sideways. So
yeah,
timing is everything, baby. Look at us now. 10,000x later, or whatever, 200x later, whatever it is.
100%.
Living the good life.
All right, guys. So yeah, I like this morning time. By the way, I think maybe we can stick with this Saturday morning. What's my Saturday morning? Your Friday night.
Yeah.
Right before effing Hangout. I think that's a good place to put it.
Sure.
Because somebody was just asking if we were going to do it every Friday night. We basically just do it when there's data.
Yeah, we don't really. We don't. I mean, it's hard to pick a spot that's permanent because it's like there might not be shit going on, but we'll see.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time. Wells, thank you again, brother. We'll see you soon.
My pleasure, man. Peace.